top 5 rappers. Okay. This is such a this is such a hard thing to answer, but if we're being completely honest, we need to categorize what we're ranking here. So I think if we're gonna talk about top 5, let's not talk about our personal taste because everybody's gonna differ greatly, right? Let's talk about who we think were the top 5 most impactful rappers, okay? If you're making a list based on who had the most impact, I think the criteria should be the numbers, right? How many records were sold. I think the criteria should be international presence. Were they touring international? How big were their shows? And then, of course, what did they mean to the culture, right? So if we take those 3 things, I'm going to say that Jay-Z might be the most popular rapper who lived through 3 or more decades, right? Because, of course, we all love Pac and Biggie, and they are also in the top 5, right? But if we're talking just impact, right? Unfortunately, they didn't get to live long enough to do the same type of numbers that Jay did, right? To do as many shows as Jay did. They didn't live long enough to have as many bodies of work as Jay had. They may have equally or maybe even bigger cultural importance, but you got to put the other things into consideration. So for that reason, I would say the most impactful rapper definitely would have to be Jay-Z. I'm not saying he's the best. I'm not saying he's the most lyrical. I'm just saying he's probably the most impactful because of the fact that he had the most time to make an impact. He's lived the longest. He's also done absolutely insane, incredible numbers, right? Number 2 on that list for me is going to be Eminem. I think I can't put Eminem above Jay, even though maybe some of his numbers are bigger on certain areas, because culturally, Jay is like our LeBron James, right? Eminem is revered for his quality, and he had really good numbers too. But you don't see Eminem having an impact in the business the same way Jay does with Rock Nation. There's a difference. So I think for that reason, I'm going to put Eminem at number 2. Okay, impact. Looking at presence, state, performances, numbers. This is hard, guys. I'm not saying I'm 100% right, okay? I'm just, if I had to put a really fair list. Okay, so I got Jay at 1. I got Eminem at 2. Oh, impact numbers. I'm going to go with number 3, Lil Wayne. Nobody, you realize that every single rapper now is mimicking Lil Wayne? Like, the auto-tune singing. T-Pain too, but I'm talking about rappers, like real rappers. The auto-tune, the dreads, the lyrical content, the fashion, the mixtape business, right? All of those things were mimicked. I think you wouldn't have a Lil Uzi Vert without a Wayne. You wouldn't have it. You wouldn't even have a Drake, even though he doesn't have the same style as Wayne. Doesn't look like Wayne. You still wouldn't have a Drake without Wayne. So I'm going to give Wayne number 3. Number 4, I'm going to say Kanye. As much as divisive as he is, I think Kanye's impacts and his numbers warrant him in the top 5. most impactful rappers. You know, there's only so many people that even touch a certain list. Like let's be clear. Nelly might have outbeat a lot of people from a number standpoint, but he didn't make the cultural impact that Wayne did, Jay did, Eminem did, right? It's not the same. Number 5, I'm gonna have to go with, oh man, and I'm keeping Biggie and Pac out of this, so, and I'm keeping lyricism. I'm not talking about lyricism, I'm talking about impact. Number 5, I think, number five. You know what's crazy is Snoop hasn't even, from a number standpoint, Snoop doesn't even come anywhere near, you know, Kanye. Like Kanye has like 20 Grammys. Snoop hasn't won one. You know what I mean? You know, I don't think Snoop even has a number 1 record yet. So, but impact wise, I would say Snoop, number 5. Even though his numbers aren't quite up to par compared to the other 4 people, I think whenever you walk, it doesn't matter where you are in the country, everybody knows what Snoop Dogg look like. You could be overseas, people know what Snoop Dogg look like and that he's a rapper. You can't get around that, and that guy worked his ass off. So I'd say number 5, Snoop Dogg, and that's impact. Yeah. If you hate this list, that's cool. It's not perfect. I'm just letting you know my thoughts.